Okay, so here is the autonomic nervous system rant. So another thing I took away from IMAP was coupled with physiological load is a deeper understanding of the autonomic nervous system. There's a really important thing to understand that the body doesn't differentiate between a real danger or a perceived danger. For example, if you're a primal man and you're walking along and a tiger comes along and your nervous system goes and you go and you start running, that is exactly the same as your body is going to respond in the same way as you will if, let's say it's a man who has, lives his daily life and he has to worry about, the wife, taxes, debt, kids, getting them to soccer practice on time, deadlines at work. So all of these things are going to come together to create that same function of what's called sympathetic nervous system response. Now there's two separate but complementary branches of the autonomic nervous system. Sympathetic, which is your fight or flight, and then parasympathetic, which is your rest and digest. Now I'd like you to think about, let's take a different look at it. So let's look at the sympathetic nervous system as your active external defense system. It's going to protect you from the outside world. So when you go sympathetic, all the blood goes into your musculoskeletal body, so it goes into your muscles, it's ready to mobilize. Right? That tiger shows up, you're not even going to consciously do it. All of a sudden, you have all the power you need to start running. So it's protecting the outside. Now, the parasympathetic nervous system is, let's think of that as the internal defense system. All the blood is going into the center of the body, supplying the organs. So it's going to be protecting, it's this time when you're digesting, but it's also the time that you're fighting, that you're growing, you're fighting off disease, it's an internal defense system. So imagine this. So the tiger comes, and that lasts all of maybe 30 seconds to a minute. You're not going to spend an hour running from a tiger. You're probably going to either get away or get eaten. So in that line of thought, if you have trouble with kids, problems with the wife, debt, taxes, all of that, the body doesn't perceive it as any different. You're still going to go into a stress response. You're going to go sympathetic. Now, we're not prepared. Our bodies aren't made to be in such stressed out place for such a long period of time without releasing it. So you can imagine in this day and age that people have so many digestive problems, immunodeficiencies, all these things. People get sick so often, and we have the instance of all of these diseases largely based in diet because of the way that we're eating, but also because of the way that we're digesting. So this is a really big piece.